to gank from the Benelux over in the knockout stage. They'll keep that clean slate here in the group stage 5-0, and they have clearly been the best team in their group. I think that is safe to say, as the bans have already ended for the first phase. Swain, Yumi, and Kalista banned from the side of Schalke, while the LeBlanc, Ari, so the mid lane, target onto the K, while they also banned Takes It Straven away.
Yeah, and of course, let's see what they're going to take on the other side for B1, because the Zeri is up and available. Or you can pick something like the likes of Lulu, since Sivir and Zeri are up and available. Usually picking up the Lulu kind of like handshakes and gives you the better support towards that bot lane as well. But no, it's going to be B1 Azir for Chocolate. We see it a lot from Fnatic as well. He really likes B1, the Azir on blue side as well. Let's see, Schalke Nulfia can actually pick and choose their AD carry right here if they so wish to. They can either pick something like the Sivir or the Zeri. Who takes it? We obviously saw takes it over on the Sivir, but DK is going to get one of his best champions. This is the Akali. Now, of course, Akali does suffer into Azir, but after that level 6, he does get that kill threat.
Yeah, at the very least, when you get into the side lane, it's going to be very hard for Azir to deal with all the space that an Akali can create. In the case, someone we know is very good on the champion. You're mentioning the AD carries would be obvious because Inex has been incredible on the Sivir, but they won't take it away from him.
Now let's see what you're going to choose to balance out the draft with, because Trundle is something that we see often picked for one team. If Sejuani gets picked on the other side, still in all of these resistances away is obviously super strong. Now here you can either choose to pick the Trundle or lock in the Lulu, which is one of these enchantments that pairs up really well with hyper carries. On the other hand side, the only other enchantment that's up and available would be the Renata. Sorry, my brain just froze right there. But since you don't necessarily have an AD carry, might be worth it to lock in the Zeri here and just handshake for late game.
And honestly, man, I don't know why we keep giving in Exiva. He's too good on the champion.
Come on.
Oh yeah, that's a sinner pick for you there, Trouble. I know you're not a big fan of the Graves.
Listen, man, when you choose to go for late game in a team like GameWard, just gank the heck out of them in the early game, you know? Don't go AFK in your jungler on Graves. I have bad experiences with Graves in my solo queue. I despise Graves in the jungle. Don't mind me, I'm just having a little stroke of hatred towards the champion, especially in the jungle. In top lane, it was fine. You just leave him in his own devices. He comes 30 minutes later, he just one-shots everyone.
You're being fueled by rage on towards the late game. Obviously, it's getting a bit late. It is already 10 p.m. And I mean, some of us have things to do tomorrow morning. I at least need to get up early. So if you guys can either do something quick here just to get a quick bang out the way, I have some homework I need to catch up on. Regardless, Zeri gets banned, and so does the Wukong. So the jungle will be the focus of Schalke No Fear, while the AD carry pool will be trimmed just that slight bit further from the side of GameWard.
Yeah, making sure you take away the Zeri. Possibly if it's something like the Nami could be worth it to take away. If Schalke No Fear's bot lane want to go towards that Lucian Nami. Nami is up and available. It does pretty well in the early game, gets a bunch of that pressure because you need a pressure lane from the side of Schalke No Fear. Locking in the Sejuani early on, you're expecting to be countered from Elonic towards the top side of the map. Knowing there's a Graves in the jungle, you're expecting that there's not going to be many ganks coming from Schalke. Again, Akali does suffer a lot in lane versus Azir in the early stages of the game, so you need a pressure lane towards the bottom of the map. Now, if Schalke takes a page out of Rogue's book, it could very well be a Lux Caitlyn lane.
Yeah, the Morgana also open, obviously a classic, so there are options there. As it is now onto the jungle for Akabane, one of his most picked picks over in the LFL was that Viper. Will go for something different instead, adding another carry to the lineup with that Velvet.
Okay, so Akabane is also choosing to put his hands up and just AFK farm. I respect that, because honestly, if you're GameWard, you're really good at team fighting. If Schalke No Fear want to take you down on a team fighting basis, you know that GameWard are better at their own game. So just front to back it, you have the Lulu, you have the Sivir, you have the Azir. And honestly, picks like Graves really do. There is page of the Rogue book, of course, the Lux being locked in, but like things like Graves really do suffer playing into Azir because you're very short range and you have to dash around all the soldiers. Azir doesn't make your life very easy, but it's all going to be about the bot lane. We know all about the Caitlyn's. You need to get the first push. You need to start taking the towers early on, bleeding your pressure on the map, because the top side of the map for Schalke is going to be permanently bleeding. There's not going to be much priority for the Graves towards the top side of the map. So I'm expecting Jaeger to play around the bot side, especially if he wants to invade, use a little bit of that pressure from the Lux and Caitlyn.
And for Elite Joint, he's been thrown on the Sajad into the every game he's been put him in the top lane, but obviously this is the last game for Schalke 04, but just if you didn't know, Elite Joint has been subbed in. He's a support main, so he is role swapping to the top lane position, which is why they're just simply putting him on a tank and then do your best. But he's going up against Melonic, and while Melonic was one of the more exposed top laners that was able to be beaten down in the LFL, at this Edmonton European Masters, he has looked stellar. He has had incredible carry performances. I particularly remember his cannon in Game 2 of the Knockouts, where he wiped Genk off the Rift multiple times, and his carry performance has simply grown as this tournament has carried on, and now going up against a substitute support main, I'm scared for Schalke that Melonic will just take over the game as the world ender. And I have been told I am left alone, as we did see the duck before. That was maybe a bit of my family that's still alive, as Schalke 04 are going for a slight invade, just trying to get a bit of pressure down. And I apologize, guys. I am Diamond 2 low buff, so the analysis I will be offering over the next couple of minutes, is that good? I don't know, but you're not trapped. I'm not trapped in here with you. You guys are trapped in here with me.
How many minutes do you want to do analysis for?
You've seen me on NLC analyst desk. The less, the better.
Okay. One of your most crucial analysis points that I heard you saying on the analyst desk was, "Oh, Denmark."
Oh yeah, pølse. Vi er de bedste.
But like really loud. Really, really loud.
Oh yeah, I need to yell.
And then you came in with like a little wristband. You were wearing a hat. What else did you have that was Denmark labeled? You had something else. Was
something
it
else for Denmark? I had a hat and I had some sunglasses as well. That one.
Oh, sunglasses. That's why it was. All right,
there are no Danes in this game, so that takes it as Danish. So if you 1v9, you'll maybe see the sunglasses whipped out again. Just maybe. No promises though, as they might just get 2v2 kill level 1 down in the bot lane. Inmax already pops the ghost, and that's 90% of Texas HP gone.
Yeah, now, okay, so we said that usually when you're playing the Graves, you want to be able to invade and play around the jungle towards your strong side of the map, towards where your allies can actually join you in the jungle if you want to play the skirmishes. As you can see, Jaeger has actually invaded in the jungle towards Akabane on the top side of the map. But Akabane, I've not seen this 1v1 before, since Belveth is pretty new.
Yeah, it is Belveth favored for sure, and you can see it. Oh no, you've just given Belveth the first blood, mate. What do you do that for?
Remember when we talked about how if Graves wants to invade, usually you want to do it towards your strong side of the map, so you'll have some backup. Oh, Lilip right there with the flash miss. Oh, he's dead.
Oh. Yeah, honestly, I'm at a loss for words. What have I just witnessed for 2 minutes? You've just given a first blood over to a Belveth. We know what she does with the first blood. Then you've given a kill over in the bot lane as well, while you're the one expending the summoners.
The only problem is mid lane prior, top lane prior go over to GameWard's favor. And usually when you have a Lux Caitlyn bot lane, you want to be the one shoving in. But losing your summoners that early on Lux Caitlyn lane, you saw how aggressive Inex and Camillus actually played to try and shove back that aggressive lane very early into the game, not allowing Lux and Caitlyn to take control at all. Means that you have 3 priority lanes this time for GameWard. Means that Akabane, with that one kill in the pocket as well, can get to do whatever the heck he wants against Graves. And you saw how Jaeger tried to, with his passive fully stacked up, tried to fight Akabane, and it just was not enough.
And as Elite Joint is trapped alone on his lonesome in this top lane, he will look for a way out. He'll try to clear the wave, but Melonic, he messes that one up. Questionable. Maybe just giving it over to his jungler. Why not get the Belveth even further ahead? As that's another kill for Akabane. 2-0, 900 gold ahead.
I was about to
4 minutes
say.
in.
4 minutes in, 1,000 gold up.
This is a horror story.
That Belveth is going to be hurting significantly, and honestly, I feel kind of bad for Schalke with all the circumstances that are going in. having to switch and swap around the entire time, not being able to show exactly what you're made of, what took you all the way to the finals in the Prime League. Prime League, a region that hasn't necessarily showed much for the past few years. The only team that took over to quarters over in spring was Unicorns of Love, and they came through play-ins, and it's going to be most likely Unicorns of Love again. This time, of course, coming as the winners from the set of Prime League and Schalke. I mean, we had takes. I just know what they wanted to show when they were coming into the tournament, and right now it's just not going very well. The bot lane is being shoved in. You're forcing a Caitlyn lane into a cull, into farming for that later on stages of the game, where Sivir is arguably much stronger at that. And usually with a Caitlyn, what you want to do is be the first one to set up for objectives. Set down your traps to force your opponents through narrow choke points, or get them to eat a trap, put down the poke and the hurt. But now, enough with that, because Ghost has been popped.
Yeah, Akabane looking for more kills. She's not even gonna be able to get the assist, because she will get the kill instead. 3-0. That's a 3-0 belt. I'm sorry, guys.
For GameWard. You know, these are pretty hard games, because it's kind of disheartening, seeing as this is Schalke's last game of this particular Amazon European Masters. And they do seem to be struggling. Of course, they're playing against the strongest opponent. Oh my god, Melonic is feeling the 1v2.
Oh, he's feeling himself, and he will certainly win this one. Pull back on the change to secure the kill.
Yeah, nobody gets to crush my wave. I'll take the cannon. I won't take the cannon. Correction right there. -1 from Melonic in the chat. But he will take the +1 on the kill. That's a 1-0-4, 10 CS ahead, and all over the map, there's just gold leads for the set of GameWard. Of course, the highest one is in the jungle, 1.2k for that Belva, 3-0. The second you have your first mythic item, you become so strong. Especially after 8 minutes when you go for that Rift Herald fight, but now DK and Jaeger have found Akabane in the jungle. But Tekla is right there. Oh!
Akabane doesn't care. Oh, that's level 6 ticked over for Check-a-lot as well. So Empress Divide straight back into the turret. That's a Maelstrom that does a good amount of damage on decay. He is though able to get out, as Camillus will trade a bit of damage on Lilith. Jaeger could go forward here with a bit of damage, but needs to respect Akabane, who is taking away his jungle.
Really rough stuff right here for Schalke. They're stuck underneath the towers in every single lane. But again, around that 8-minute mark is usually when you want to be aiming to fight. If you GameWard right here, you have the Belveth. She's extremely fed. You want to give her form as fast as possible. Get that Rift Herald consuming, get your form, and then start wreaking havoc. You see level 6 on Akabane as well. He's extremely strong. Now level 7 on Melonic at the top side of the map, and Elite joined. No flash on that Sejuani.
I don't think Akabane would even be needed to secure this kill, but he will come in, maybe even pick up the credit as well, just so he can get that slight bit stronger, as if he wasn't already more than 1,000 gold ahead of Jaeger.
So, Duckling.
Yeah.
How's your solo queue experience been going?
I haven't been playing solo queue much. I've been going back to school, so I've been focusing on that, and trying not to tilt in solo queue as well.
Of course,
Jaeger
school
is a bit too far forward, looking like the Graves in your solo queue games, as Inax has to flush away and will survive though.
Oh, no.
I'm not even gonna comment on that. I'm not even gonna mention it.
The Graves in my solo queue games doesn't even show themselves. I think Jaeger has showed himself more than enough in this particular game. He's tried to be active, he's tried to invade, he's tried to help top lane crush wave, he's tried to gun towards the top side of the map. It's just very unlucky because Schalke and Ulfia look a little bit miscoordinated on the map. And of course, again, this is the last game that they're going to have to play at the Amazon European Masters against the toughest opponent of the group. GameWard have pretty convincingly won all the 5 games that they have in this particular group. And this is looking to be the case for this one as well. 3,000 gold diff, 8 minutes in. Velvet gets her form as well from the Rift Herald, and now it's going to be extremely dangerous. They joined though again in the top lane, extremely overextended. Remember, no flash on the Sejuani.
Yeah, no flash, no way out. Knocked up the Maelstrom to secure a 5th kill for a Belveth 9 minutes into the game. I can't believe what I'm watching, Trouble, but I'm scared. I'm scared for Schalke and their line. Oh, yeah, that's pretty nice, but I don't think the kid's gonna get the kill. Oh, actually, that's the jungler of Jaeger who's coming down.
Oh, give me the...
Oh, the clean sidestep, my guy.
No,
Check it out.
DK was so close to get the first kill right here for Schalke. Would have been golden also on this Akali as well. We've seen DK almost 1v9 on his Akali. Getting some kills would be so important for Schalke if they want to turn this game around. 4,000 gold in the lead, 9 minutes in. It's a huge disadvantage for Schalke, so starting to get some kills onto their carry. It's going to be so important again. 2 levels in the tops of the map, 1 level lead in the jungle as well. The only lane that's going well for Schalke is that bot lane, and that's due to the fact that you're playing Lux slash Caitlyn. It's a very oppressive lane. So the second it starts rolling, perma-shove underneath the tower. There's a lot of pain coming in from the spells from both Lux and Caitlyn as well. So Inex Camillus have been doing their best to stay as even as possible. You see a 500 gold difference right there in the bot lane, but 4,000 that's sitting on Akabane and Melonic. Divided between them is more than enough lead for the CV to scale into the lane.
And this will be the first Drake as well, as Akabane will take it down with the help of his bot lane. And I don't know if this is a curse or a blessing, whatever you want to call it, that's starting to happen. But just last Amazon European Masters, Carmine Corp, the 4th seed of the LFL, ran through play-ins, looked a bit shaky there, having some rough games, but in the end going through. And then they just got better and better until they won the tournament. GameWard, 4th seed now in summer, coming out of the LFL. They'd have a couple rough games, but made it out of play-ins, and they're starting to look better and better and better. And maybe they will go far in the tournament as well as the K. Jumps too far forward into his own demise as the Maelstrom. Not quite enough, as one more auto would have secured the kill. Herald and Akabane, by the way, means these minions are spawning. This is a first turret gone in the mid lane.
Yeah, you've got a bunch of minions right there that can start attacking the tower. Now it's going to have the Rift Troll, but Elite Joint has actually joined in the mid lane.
Yeah, he might be able to get his first kill of the game, but Akabane might just clean them both up. He gets one, and he will get to the Kraken Slayer. It's more than enough to say goodbye to the tank. And truly, the Empress of the Void in this game as Akabane gets a double.
I'm loving how this champion just actually slaps people out of existence. Surprised Pikatimo. Popped as well from Akabane, 7-0. 11 minutes into the game, 3,000 gold difference over his opponent. Ooh, that was a nice combo right there. Shelly's gonna die. That was a very dramatic zoom in. Thank you very much, observers. As Shelly leaves her last breath for that mid lane tier 2 tower. She tried her best.
Yes, she tried her best. And Chopper, I have a question for you. Will this game be shorter than Fnatic versus Mad Lions game 1?
Okay, I think that was 1938, if I'm not wrong.
1933, 34.
34. Ah, so close.
Yeah, close enough.
You know what? I actually did not know how long this game was because we were in the green room and everything was going great. Fnatic was winning and all that. And suddenly we see the game end within 30 seconds. And I had to put my shoes on and run all the way from the green room to the analyst desk. So I was like... It was that fun situation, like running on like 16 centimeter heels. I don't recommend.
You had ginormous heels on. That must have been tough, man.
Yeah. I don't recommend. It's fine. I made it in time. But Fnatic did give us a heart attack. So let's see. Will this be a faster one, especially since you have such a fed
Elite Joint.
Velvet as well?
Chocolate is in a very dire situation. 1v5. His team is on his way down. How much time can you buy? Not enough is the answer.
DK though, with the kill onto Chocolate. Again, getting that kill over an Akali is very important, but what are you losing towards the other side of the map? Top lane wave is pushing, you're losing mediums experience gold there. Mid lane tier 2 has gone down. Deceiver is starting to get in some bank. And right now, we're seeing TP being pulled by Elite Joint right there. Schalke and Ulfia do have the numbers since Chocolate's dead, but Chocolate has TP.
Yeah, but you know what Akabane has? He's, what, 2,500 gold ahead as he almost one-shot Jaeger here. Doesn't have the flank, could dash forward, Decay, dancing around in the Twilight Shroud. Good 5-point strike into Shuriken Flip, but not enough damage as Elite Joint will be the first and only victim of that fight. for now, GameWard might want to push forward here.
And there's nothing really on the map for GameWard other than the bot lane tower. So what they're going to do is they're going to wrap around. They're going to take some control of the jungle. They're going to push Schalke Lufia further back. Really nice cleanup off the wave for Lilith right there to try and sway the situation. Try to push GameWard away from that tier 1 bot lane. He's back up on the map. But Jekyll and Melonic proxy in this wave to get that next wave on the bot lane tower. They're going to stick around, possibly try to take the tower down. Meanwhile, Inex has been in that mid lane, perma-farming, perma-shoving in that wave. And again, Chocolate, Melonic, those are bots on the map that want that tier 1. The faster you take this, the faster you can roam towards the top side. But the secondary fail has spawned, and if we want to see a Dancing Shelly, if this is going to be a faster game than Fnatic's game 1 versus Rogue, versus Mad Lions, then you need that second Rift Herald.
Yeah. And let's see what Chocolate and Melodic can do. Both half HP against 4 members of Schalke 04. No ultimate though from Elite Joint, so he can't lock anyone up, and they're both just able to walk out as Jaeger goes forward into his own demise. As Chocolate picks it up. That disguised it perfectly.
Misclick?
I'm sorry.
Something must have gone wrong right there for Jaeger. Maybe a misclick, but Melonic is fancying the 1v2. Gets a little bit of assistance from Checo.
It's a disaster. They don't even get Chocolate back, man. I feel bad for Schalke.
Wait, Elite Join. Oh, he doesn't have the ult. He doesn't have the ult for the snipe.
Doopy doopy doopa doopy doopy doopa parry. That doesn't really work actually, as he's not gonna find any mission to get a kill this time around. He will fall. As the rest of Schalke's lineup will try and pick up the pieces by catching some waves and maybe the mid or top lane.
Yeah, and as you see, there's like pings going over for Rachel towards the top side of the map. Inex is going to move towards that as well. Inex has been playing a bunch of PvE while Akabane has been clearing up. But here, Schalke do have the numbers. There's 4 members towards the both side of the map. But Jaeger here.
Oh, why do I have a replay of
He
this,
thinks
man?
that with the he thinks that with red QR will kill Checola, but Checola actually sidesteps the ultimate. It gets out. Very, very unfortunate on the combo right there for Jaeger. If that did hit, Checola would most likely be dead to the ultimate. And,
the shield.
Yeah, oh, that hurts.
So, I feel so bad.
That feels
The
bad.
flash as well. And then we have the Parry the Platypus mission. Yeah, he tries, but doesn't really succeed, as Jaeger might now die for the 4th time to the Void Embers. Legendary.
8-0 and 3 for Akabane. He's farming a little bit of a KDA right now. They still haven't gone the Rift Herald though.
Oh, the K will try and do something, but forgets the Maelstrom, just denies any damage, by the way, so couldn't really one-shot him. Because Belveth ticks all the boxes of a new champion. AD scaling, AP scaling, damage reduction, resets, infinite auto-attack scaling. This champ can do anything. Minion spawning, I forgot that even, sorry.
Slapping.
Also true damage.
Did you mention slapping? Look, slap,
no.
slap, slap, slap.
But wait for the late game, it's gonna be even better. When you have like 4.5 attack speed on Belveth, you're like super slapping. You're like stepping them with your, I don't even know what they are, like the flappy wings. You just continually stepping them until they no longer exist on the Rift. It is a horrifying experience to play against. A fun one to be. Jaeger no longer can get his own red buff. No smite, he can't steal it. He can simply watch it fall. He'll try it. I feel bad. I don't know.
I don't think any of the map kind of belongs to Schalke 04 right now, and we mentioned how difficult it was going to be to play the game from the get-go. The fact that you have priority lanes mid and top, the fact that the Inex and Camillus played so aggressive into the Caitlyn Lux lane very early on. Try and not give them that early game priority from the bot side of the map was so important. 9,000 gold onto that Belveth as well. That will be a second item plus for Akabane's Belveth right there. 3 levels up. And Melonic, do you fancy a 1v3? A 1v4?
I think he does. The World Ender is popped and good damage back, but Melonic finds one before he dies.
It's worth in my books. You know what? When you're that fed on an Aatrox, when you're 2.5 items in, at some point you need to limit test how far this champion can go. Can you 1v3? Can you 1v4? At this point, you're level 12 if I'm not wrong for Melonic, so you're pretty freaking far ahead from like a level 10 Graves, a level 8 Lux. So hey, you might as well try for a montage moment in EU Masters out of any other. tournament as well. Naga, oh my god.
Yeah, I don't really think I need to say anything. I
Let
think
him
it's,
play the game, man. Let him play the
too
game.
sad. Regardless, they have 20 seconds to end the game, and that won't be happening. So they're not going to be beating Fnatic versus Mad in game 1. And that's a silver lining. The only silver lining for Schalke.
Oh, you found the silver lining?
Yeah. They didn't lose quicker than Mad Lions lost to Fnatic in game 1.
Fair enough.
And Inax is dead here. No, he's not. He just runs out. Doesn't care.
Wait, there's R. 5, 4,
Yeah.
3,
He's too fast. Doesn't
2.
care.
Ah, he's gone.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Oh, wait.
No way that you can turn this man.
No, but there's like 2 members from Schalke chasing. And on the other hand side, GameWard are ending the game.
I'm scratching my head trouble. It's a Shelly charging into the Nexus turret. Not quite 1935, but it will be in around 20 minutes that GameWard will absolutely demolish 43 HP. And that's a dancing Shelly at the Amazon European Masters.
Damn. Well, we mentioned how, again,